G'day folks, Sean here from Air Photography. Today I'm going to be doing a long-term review of the DJI Mini 2. The DJI Mini 2 has been out for approximately 1 year, and I think these long-term reviews are important for those who are potentially going to be buying one, especially as we head into the holiday season, and people might be wondering whether the DJI Mini 2 is a good option, considering it is a year old. Technology changes quick, and there might be lingering questions on whether it's still a good buy in 2021. Now for myself, in my opinion, this is probably still the best mini drone you can purchase on the market today. There are many new ones that have popped up over the past couple months, but they really fail to deliver in performance. Now there is a new contender on the market that will be available near the end of the month, the Autel Nano series, but I can't really talk about them yet as I haven't flown them. They're not quite available yet. Now I would have to say there's probably 4 distinct groups of people who would be interested in the Mini 2. The first is those who don't want to spend a lot of money. If you're on a budget or you just don't want to invest a lot of money until you know it's something you're going to enjoy. The second group of people are those who need a drone that's under 250 grams. Drones that are under 250 grams have less regulations in many countries, including Canada here. For example, in Canada, you don't have to register it with Transport Canada. You don't have to get a drone pilot certificate, and you can actually fly it in many places you can't fly a drone over 250 grams. So for many people, that can be very appealing. The third group of people are those who are looking for a drone that is small, compact, and easy to travel with. If you're a person who does a lot of hiking and want to bring a drone along with you, the Mini 2 is probably the best choice. It's very small, it's lightweight, and not only is the drone small, but the batteries are small and compact. So if you want to bring several batteries with you, it's not going to add a lot of weight and bulk to your setup. Same goes for traveling. Sometimes you have limited luggage space, so you want to have something that's going to be small and easy to travel with. And again, when it comes to international travel, having a sub 250 gram drone can be very important. In some countries, as a visitor, like here in Canada, sub 250 gram drones are the only drones you can fly without getting a lot of permits and waivers. Now, I would have to say there's a fourth group of people, and those are ones who just want a nice, quiet, stealth drone. Myself, when I'm heading out and I'm going to be doing a flight, there's something I want to capture. Even though the Air 2S is really my favorite drone, I quite often grab the Mini 2 just because it's very quiet and stealth. When you have this thing up in the air 20-30 feet, it's barely audible. Sometimes if you're out filming something, you don't want to draw a lot of attention to yourself. Not everybody is a fan of drones, and having a quiet drone that's not going to draw a lot of attention can be very important. So I would have to say this drone can appeal to all different types of pilots. Whether you're a new pilot looking to get your first drone, it's very easy to learn, very easy to fly. But even if you're a seasoned pilot, just looking for something that's small and portable to travel with, the video it captures is still really good quality, so it will even appeal to those who want performance, but something that is easy to travel with. Now there's a couple things I really like about the Mini 2. The first is Ocusync 2.0. When we went from the original Mavic Mini to the DJI Mini 2, DJI introduced Ocusync 2.0 with it. And if you're brand new to drones and you're not quite sure what that is, basically it's the transmission system from the controller to the drone. Ocusync controls both the control of the drone, but also the video feed back to your phone. The original Mavic Mini was just Wi-Fi, so the range on it was very poor. Even the reliability of the connection was a little bit sketchy sometimes. But with Ocusync 2.0, it does have a range of 10 kilometers. Now you're never going to really get a full 10 kilometers, but what that does allow is for a nice solid connection, even when you're in congested Wi-Fi areas. If you're flying in a city with lots of interference, you know you're going to get a good solid connection. I don't really fly too excessively far with my drones. I stay within line of sight. However, there are those times where you do need to push it a little bit. If you are going to be flying any kind of great distance, make sure you put a strobe on your drone so you can see it. Now, for example, if you take a look at this lighthouse, I've shown this lighthouse in other videos I've done, but this lighthouse is about 2.5 kilometers offshore here in Ontario. I've sent many drones out to it over the years to capture it, and even the DJI Mini 2. I've sent the DJI Mini 2 out several times, and it can get out there with no issue at all. And that's where that Ocusync 2.0 transmission system comes in. You can get out a great distance and still have a nice solid connection back, especially in a situation like this where you're flying over water. But with the reliability of the Mini 2 and that nice solid connection, it really does make it an enjoyable flight. On top of that, the intelligent features of the Mini 2 and the fail-safes again make it a little bit more comfortable to fly in situations like that. First of all, if you do happen to get disconnected, if you get out of range, the Mini 2 is just going to automatically come home. And the return to home feature of the Mini 2 is very reliable. I've ran into a few situations where it's kicked in, and I've never had a problem with it not coming home to the proper location. And that goes for the controller here. Perhaps say the battery dies on the controller, the drone will just come home and you don't have to worry about it. That's really the nice thing about DJI drones, is that they're very reliable And if something does happen to go wrong, the fail-safe features are going to kick in, and you know you're not going to lose your drone. On top of that, they also have the intelligent flight batteries, so it's going to warn you when you need to come home. Again, if we take a look at that lighthouse, 2.5 kilometers offshore, it takes a little bit to get out there. You don't have to worry about when you need to come home, because sometimes you can lose track of the battery power. You're getting nice shots, you're flying around, but the drone will automatically go into a return to home when it thinks it needs to, and that automatic return to home will adjust depending on how far the drone is away. Now, another favorite feature of mine of the Mini 2 is that you can charge it up from a power bank, and that can be very handy in many different situations. If you're out doing perhaps a 2 or 3 day hike, doing some backcountry camping, or you're just in a situation where you're not going to be around traditional power, you can fully charge the Mini 2 batteries from any power bank. It is as simple as plugging in the charging cable into a power bank and then into the USB-C port at the back, and as you can see there, the drone is now charging. Now, how many charges you can get from a power bank is going to depend on the size, but still it's a really convenient feature. The flight characteristics of the Mini 2 is superb. When you have it up in the air, it's basically like flying one of their higher end drones. DJI has that nailed down. And when you're trying to get really complex or precise movements, it's really easy to achieve even on the Mini. As mentioned, the video quality on the drone is quite good. It is a 4K camera, so you are able to capture nice high resolution video. So the Mini 2 is really an excellent choice for many different types of pilots, and in my opinion, even though it has been out for a year, it's still probably the best choice for most people who are looking for a sub 250 gram drone. A DJI drone just has that reliability and flight experience that you can trust, and overall just a nice experience. So indeed, if you are looking for a mini drone this holiday season, my recommendation would be the Mini 2. Of course, DJI did release the Mini SE this summer, and I have a video coming out in a couple weeks going over the differences between the two and perhaps which drone might be right for you. So if you are on the fence right now about which DJI Mini drone is right for you, the Mini SE or the DJI Mini 2, if you're not quite sure of the differences or which is the best value, stay tuned for that video as you might find it very useful. Well folks, that's basically my long-term review of the DJI Mini 2. DJI has almost created the perfect mini drone here. There's not really a lot that I would change with it. The only thing we could maybe hope to see on a Mini 3 is some obstacle avoidance on the front and back. I would love to see DJI bring its focus track that's built into the Fly app, where you have all the tools such as tracking, point of interest, and spotlight. If DJI would add those 3 tools to this drone, it would make it pretty incredible. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and got some value out of it. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos, and we'll see you in the next one.